the last time... As we get underway. Ooh, good shot. Fallen.
Yeah, come back to that.
I'll come back to that. Nico trying to find Fallen. The last time two players had 20+ kills and a half was not so long ago at Sadokist. Glaive 21 and Zipix 20 versus Cloud9 at E-League Premier Semis Map 3. So that was actually a few weeks ago. So maybe not as interesting as I thought, Hank. But there you go. Thanks, Peter. Always good to have you here, mate. Nico goes all the way back to spawn. Bomb in his hands. He'll leave that on the deck for Kerrigan to grab on the way by because he's got armor, so too does Olaf. They need to try and take the duels and force the issue as Fur engages in one such duel, but backs off without taking much damage, but more so to get a better angle and bait them toward Cold, who struggles with the first few shots, but then does find Olaf. Great response from Nico, but so too from Fallen, and Fallen will take down Kerrigan after he in fact found Cold. So, doesn't matter, 3 stay alive, SK win the pistol round again.
SK looking pretty comfortable there once more on the pistol, nailing the shots required, and FaZe don't get the bomb down either. This has been a rough last hour, I guess, for them. Need to start arriving at this point. They get 2 kills in that round. They'll force by in the second. Like I said, no bomb going down. A chance for SK to find another 3-0 here. Difficult to make these rounds work with just 2 smokes, but it's enough. As they head towards middle, no one at A whatsoever. It's going to be Fur. The thorn in their side on overpass. Won't be able to go as aggressive on Mirage. Sure, he can push up top and middle, but it's not like he has as much freedom. Everyone expects the push towards top, and he is thinking about it. Molotov towards the underpass there to buy him some time as he tries to find that first shot. Backed up by coldzera, that deadly duo from the last map. Trying to shut this round down. No entry to the bomb site at this point.
Wow. No entry to the bomb site, but Kerrigan's still going to try and sneak his way in. The engineer's a spy. That's one thing Overwatch doesn't have, is spies. Instantly makes TF2 a better game. And far more triggering at the same time.
Sure.
When Henry says sure, for those playing along at home, it means he doesn't want to engage in a terrible conversation.
Exactly.
So we're going to go back to Counter-Strike.
I'm glad you recognize it.
Nico above the vent. There's actually a player just in front, Fur, who's now showing. He wasn't at the time. He was tucked into the corner. He'll now know he's tucked into the corner as well, but Nico's preoccupied. Rain wins out that duel instead, and Nico takes down Cold. What started with no access to a site is suddenly becoming very interesting because it's a man advantage for SK. Bolts is leaving the A site at such a time in which they want to put pressure on that position of the map. This is going to make a retake, or force a retake situation from SK.
4-on-3, and FaZe looking like they could be in a decent spot with the flanks coming in, and it could be all shut down here. The bomb will not be planted, and that should be it. They'll have to go for the desperate plant here. Rain tries to recover the situation. Nico down to 2 HP. The plant will go down. Couldn't really force the issue considering Tackle was so far removed, but there it is. The 2 versus 1 comes in. It's up to Rain now. Armor and a FAMAS in hand. No nades. And they know exactly where he is as well. This is looking slightly dire for him, but they don't have a smoke to really take him out of position just yet. They'll tap the bomb. Presumably, it's ticking away. This still could all go horribly wrong, but he's only got 33 HP. I think they know they're fine at this point, hoping they make a bit of a blunder here and don't go for the full defuse. Not really much you could do with that one. A decent attempt there from FaZe, but good flanks coming in from the A ramp, denying that initial plan. If he goes down there, maybe there's a real chance for them to win it, but Fallen managing to shut it down. 4 kills for him, 1 death. And there has to be the full eco here from FaZe now. Rain will purchase CZ and body armor as well. He had a bit more cash, as you can see, top 3,400. So that's not the updated cash. He'll have a bit less than that when he actually go into the round. 2,300 total, so spent just over $1,000. It's okay, as the rifler. He'll get 2,400 into the next round, so still can buy the AK armor, a couple of bits of utility as well. Matt falls off his chair.
No, I didn't. I actually just hit the desk. At least I didn't hit the monitor with my forehead, Alex. Fallen down by Kerrigan. Gets aggressive as well with the SMG. Olaf at far range takes down Fur. Another round that has early entrance from the pistols, and if that's the tempo and pace for which FaZe are going to bring to this game, SK is going to have to be careful. Nico takes down Taco.
Well, here we go.
Responses from Bolts. Cold, at least still inside of the ladder room, finds one more. Yes, we go. Henry, where are we going?
We're potentially getting around on the board for FaZe here with pretty much full eco. A few upgraded pistols, and there's 3 kills in total. coldzera and Bolts will try and do what they can to defend at this point. Carrigan makes his way in towards B with the bomb, but spotted by coldzera. Can't deny the plant, but certainly can get this kill when he comes off him. That's a really nice play. 2-on-2 now, and no recovered weaponry from the FaZe side.
Olaf does not need to leave his perch. He can stay here with the deagle. Hold off over the bomb, a tough task perhaps with just the pistol to work with, but Guardian takes bolts back. An immediate trade that brings it to a one-on-one, and he's got the kid, he's gonna try and hold this. He's gonna try and hold this pistol, does damage on the drive-by, that'll force Cold off it. That's all Guardian has to do at this point, is bait out the time. But he engages, and just barely with 5 HP, Cold is going to pull it back.
Just about does it. That was very scary indeed. I thought that full defuse would work out for him. Guardian challenges, knowing how low he got him as well. You can see that look of disappointment on his face. Down to 5 HP. coldzera does it once again. Another 3K after going down to a 5-on-3. Those opening kills from the pistols, very impressive. It was SK trying to force the issue, pushing middle once again. They give away a few frags, but no weaponry picked up by the FaZe side. Bomb planted. Nice healthy buy coming into this one. AWP, of course, with Guardian. Same story for Fallen. And that's going to be a key battle here. Fallen trying to set the pace of the game as he goes in towards the apartments. Buys himself some time so no one can A-ramp can take him down with that smoke. Looking for the first pick. No one challenging that area. Is Nico waiting for any sort of push, as you can see on your screen right now. Bomb's still down in T-spawned. They're so scared of the aggression, Matt. You can see them. The fact that bomb's in T-spawn and no one's going to a choke point whatsoever. They know it's a first gun round. It's common for a CT side, especially one is confident in SK right now, to try and push, get that first pick. But they're not going to be doing it this time. Just Fallen in the Palace area, and he is looking a little bit further. Taken down by Nico. Opening kill goes in his favor, and that's the orb going down.
Well, that is aggression of some form. It's not quite as aggressive as you might have expected. The other aspect of this is there's only one smoke left over on the CT side currently. That's in the hands of Fur. Meanwhile, Olaf will walk out from the underpass. He's got an AK in hand. One which I believe has FurGod written on it, if I saw that correctly. Speaking of FurGod, he'll take down Olaf. Goes back for more, takes massive damage into Carrigan as well. Bolts now knows they are walking toward A, so too does coldzera and Taco in the smoke. He's lost track, however, of Carrigan, and Rain's gonna find him instead. Bolts went down to the AWP, and it's 2 left for SK. In the open, bomb was planted. Nico takes down Cold, who chose to fire at Nico as the immediate threat rather than the bomb planter himself. It's on to Fur in a 1 versus 4. Guardian spots him with the AWP and makes no mistake.
3-1. FaZe pull it back, waiting so patiently at the very start of that round. It was Nico, and patient pays dividends as well. It will be him getting the opening frag, and that was the beginning of the first round on the board for FaZe there. Learned their lesson from overpass perhaps, and once they got the opening pick, they know that's a key player for the SK side, taking down the AWP, of course. Make their way to the site, take it down one by one, keeping a decent amount of players alive as well. And it's actually an eco for SK after having that really tense round against the full eco. They will be down to a little partial by themselves. They'll have 3 deagles on the P2. Guys, on the CZ, it's going to be full on the P250. He's got no armor, of course, doesn't want to spend much more than $300. He's the sniper of the team. That weapon costs $4,750, so can't really join him on the fun here. Always a chance they can cause a bit of a ruckus here with the Desert Eagles. coldzera very close to finding that first shot. Flashbangs go in towards B. Looks like the final commitment comes in. Carrigan molotoving the site as well. coldzera gets 1, and Taco joining in as well. This could be disastrous if FaZe give this up.
Olaf takes down Taco. Could have been disastrous indeed, but it's an AK, or excuse me, an AWP picked up rather by Fur. Not only that, he pulls the CZ. He's able to take down the bomb temporarily. They've got it to a 1 versus 2, and Rain's in the middle of nowhere. Middle of nowhere where Bolts will find him.
Oh, good lord. Well, there it is. The opening kills for to be bomb site, and it's a shove all in from FaZe. You've got to ask yourself, is that really required? Is that the play that has to happen? They spot one player top and middle who obviously can go back towards short, back them up. They go for a nice execute there, but the CT's already made their way back, and they got a couple of frags in response, but once the AWP comes in, they weren't watching the flanks on the apartments at all. Completely shut down, and they will have enough money to buy just about here. It's 4-1 in SK's favor with Carrigan just on the deagle here. They know, FaZe that is, if they win this round, it's a reset in return. But Fur, relentless as ever, doesn't fully commit to the push here, but wants to find this opening kill. Flashbang comes in, dodges it quite easily, and the second as well. Does damage, he could be in trouble here, but there it is. Guardian takes him down. Flashbangs were good enough to at least make him uncomfortable. Quick response from coldzera brings it to the 4-on-4. Carrigan can't find the rifle just yet.
Olaf will try and find anyone inside of the connector or A site. Looks toward the ticket booth. Three smokes. Zavindo. Slow down as Nico. Holds position Palace. Rain gets toward him, main gap in that smoke. Bolts has to be careful. Olaf snuck by. Who spots who first? Seems like they'll spot each other, but Bolts gets the kill, Rain gets the trade. And in doing so, expects someone to counter peek him from B side of the map. Cat or window, better still. Fallen waits and Rain goes aggressive. He gets him on the top of the stairs. Fallen being patient with position as always, as Cold will start to be the aggressor and work back toward the site. Kerrigan's going to try and go for the plant. Baits out Cold correctly as well. Read like a book. And Nico guards Kerrigan to make sure that Fallen cannot get aggressive. There's no kits in play, so the bomb going down and Kerrigan's bait position to pull out Cold starts to dictate the round's outcome as Nico still waits in shadow as well. Getting closer and closer with the AWP. Taco clearing angles on his front, but it's over toward A main. And the shadow position, they have to find them, and Nico's going to get both.
That's more like it from FaZe. We're starting to see Nico put some serious work in there with the AK-47, and that's a big round for them to pick up as well. As we said, yeah, sure, SK won with the pistols, but still had to fully invest into this round with the required weaponry with the AWPs. The incendiaries, the smokes, it cost them a lot of money, and FaZe took a bit of a gamble there. 4 AKs and a pistol, they managed to fight back and reset SK. We really could have a decent map on our hands at this point. Round number 7 coming in, and it will be the force buy in response. SK are unrelenting, they don't want to give up just yet. Bolts with the FAMAS, 4 pistols around him, they are all in. I assure you that. A couple of smokes to welcome, they have to try and find this first pick. Guardian, though, in the perfect position to shut down any sort of A-ram push here. It's going to be the main point of attack from SK by the looks of things. They have got flashbangs to go over the top. Guardian spots one, easy shot, falls back now, knows he's done the job by himself, doesn't want to give that up.
Oh. Shot from Rain is absolutely sensational. Cold goes down. You're having a lot of these nice little reactions.
Yeah, well, these kind of players on the server, it's going to happen every now and then, you know. Rain, that was pretty spicy.
Well, either way, it's Rain that's along with Guardian, giving FaZe a significant lead in the round. Bolts with armor and the FAMAS. Armor for Taco, kit for fur. For fur. For fur. Try it. It's a tongue twister.
Towards B we go.
No, not going to try it? Okay.
No, I'm not.
Molotov's in. Taco behind the wall. They going to spot him? Certainly will if he misses a shot like that and then just fire through it. Pretty straightforward.
Well, that should be FAMAS will be saved by Bolts. He's going to be fur with the CZ-75. 5 players surviving for FaZe. They both go towards CD spawn, the SK boys. That was the force buy, remember, as well. So they'll have to be full eco going into the next one. Little boost here to stop any hunting players from the A ramp. It's quite a nice little position, that. Bit of noise made, but no one around to hear it. It's Guardian that opened things up towards the A ramp. Took down that initial pick. Confirmed they were force buy. They had the CZs and they'll fall back towards B. They go. The same execution coming in this time, a lot more successful. 5 players survive, and now FaZe likely to tie things up at 4-4. Everyone painted the picture that the third map could be the most exciting, and we're certainly getting warmed up now. Here's the shot from Rain. It's just as he dropped off, he hit it. It was mid-air. Oh, was it mid-air? I guess it just about was. Maybe he touched the ground instantaneously and then pulled the trigger.
Eyes to the sky from Taco. One round between the two teams. Guardian, AWP in hand. Rain, Kerrigan, Olaf, Nico, all with guns. No one with such luck on the SK side, aside from Bolts. Additional smoke deployed from Kerrigan to the window. After such time that they covered off Catwalk. Olaf. Aggressive, takes damage. Bolts finds 2 because they don't look at him. They go directly in. Too much confidence, too much audacity, and suddenly they're shut down. Fur's gonna find Kerrigan as well. The round is wide open.
It really is. Bold's doing some serious work at that FAMAS. 3 kills in total. FaZe just thought they were running into what would have been a full eco round, but the FAMAS was saved. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a likely weapon to win the round single-handedly, but how has he done that? Guardian now left in the 4 versus 1. 1 minute remaining. He can't do this. He might be able to get 1 kill, then they'll jump on him. That'll be it.
He's got himself in a position where he could at least isolate Fallen. He knows he's on the garbage as well because he made noise, but Taco gets the kill. Fallen says, thanks you very much for the AWP, and FaZe just walked in.
They refuse to just go into defaults and they know against ecos. They keep making these set-piece calls, and you could run into a stack. You don't know what you're going in toward. That's sloppy play. Where's the smoker jungle? Where's anything?
But on top of that, you're right. They just walk out and don't even look that way. He has a shooting gallery of players looking at CT.
Why are they doing this to themselves? If you're going to do a set-piece, do it. Like, it's really bizarre. They put one smoker connector and nothing at all.
Maybe it was a miscommunication. Maybe they thought there was one there because they didn't even look
like, I
that
can see what they're trying to do. It's like a contact play. They're trying to surprise him with the explosion towards A. But when it's just, obviously it's unfortunate that the FAMAS is there, but still, you're not giving yourself a fighting chance of really eradicating risks. You're making poor decisions here. Against what really was a full eco, pistols and a FAMAS, you get completely overwhelmed. 5-3. They still have money to buy into this phase, but they're running out of lifelines now.
Well, another moment for the Henry-triggered compilation.
Yeah. Well, if can spot... just about, yeah, I thought he could. Olaf Meister, that's a nice crisp kill as well. I'll have time to fall back, and it gets even worse for FaZe. They've got no nades map in a 5-on-4. Nothing at all. Not even a flashbang or a decoy. They're going to have to rely on Guardian quite heavily here. He's got no head armor, though, so one dink and he's going down. Makes him very vulnerable. But just doesn't want to give up with these pushes, does he? He wants to get the information. Rain's in the connector. That's something they've got to work with here. I don't think that's been detected just yet. Guardian has to just go up dry on the A ramp, and Fallen spots one at the steps. Easy shot. Little wallbang there. He's got the headshot as well. Bolts now is in front of him, but back up from Fallen in CT spawn.
Shot from Garrigan takes down Bolts. Fallen is still watching to wait for the entry. Nico makes noise. Won't enter. He's trying to bait out any information for his teammates. Bomb is down. Fallen waits for Garrigan to try and go for the safest possible plant, which was not safe at all. Meanwhile, we'll work through connector. And Guardian has picked up the bomb and decides to throw it to his teammate who's busy. That was a misplay. Nico was not ready to play it. Guardian throws it to Nico. Nico's still engaging. They both go down anyway.
He reloaded, threw the bomb. This is disastrous.
Talk it out, boys.
Take a pause now. This is like falling apart. This is not the phase we've come to know and love. That was messy. Clumsy. Like, it was just... Like, Guardian, I can see what he's trying to... I'm not sure why he reloaded the orb there. I think he had like 5 bullets left. Like, it's fine. And then he drops the bomb. No one's thinking about it. Obviously, Nico's thinking, I'm going to win this round single-handedly. Got the AK. There's a little wallbang from Fallen.
Yeah. And I'm wondering as well, too, like, what's Kerrigan's plan on that? He has the AWP. Is he going to protect Nico? Like, it's a bit peculiar in general.
It's really weird, wasn't it?
2 strange rounds in a row.
Yeah, I think this must be the pause now, just to recalibrate and work out what the hell's going on here. FaZe falling apart at the seams. Like that's the kind of play as well, it gets people arguing. Like, sure, it looked like SK had the advantage, but the fact you throw it away like that and give yourself 0 chance to actually do anything with it, that's rough. So they'll take the pause now. Nico in his hands. They know they're floundering somewhat here. Roban will give them the encouragement they need to just get their heads back in the game. It's not over just yet. Remember, this is the 3rd map. We're still in the first half. It's fine. Rushing A by the looks of things with the Glocks. Smoked out. They'll wait. Don't want us to give up the round straight away. Give himself a fighting chance at least of not even having a grey screen.
Bolts over the top takes down both Kerrigan and Guardian. Finds Olaf as well. He's had some contributions this time. Yes, okay, fair enough against the Nico, but go back to a round that potentially swayed everything with his famous FAMAS. And it now goes 7-3. So yes, the pause was there, but it goes into an eco. Forget that round. Let's focus on this one. What do they change? How do they... I mean, it's not like they have to change much on their thought process. It's the communication and execution, getting it right.
Sure. Another buy available here. No Guardian Orb. Just to follow the frag charts. It looks like Olaf is still struggling here. 4 for 9 for him. In a rough day in the office here. No one really stepping up on the FaZe side. They've had some decent rounds, but after losing to the eco, it's all gone a little bit peculiar. Fallen still on this single AWP. This round he's on that close range AWP towards the A ramp. Yanko did point that out. It's going to be a factor on this map. He's very good at the close range AWP work. Rain this time going for the fast B split. coldzera ready and waiting there. What a beast he's been. Puts away the grenades. That's the correct decision. Only gets one, but that's okay. Maybe not so much now as Taco drops at the same time. The recovery now as Fur gets Carrigan. Equal situation. Guardian and Olofmeister tagged up. Bomb planted in the B site. They've got a serious chance to win this, but lacking utility. Only a couple of flashbangs as the final smokes deployed towards kitchen.
Olaf waiting patiently to see if anyone will jump through the window. Finally, a bomb plant down. Fur trying to get the position on flank. Nico and Guardian are both in a position which they can turn their attention that direction if required. Watch for bolts as well. All three have kits. They've got time. Fallen starts it off. EWP inside of the smoke. Immediate trade from Guardian. That's information relayed to his position. Bolts takes down Olaf. Guardian manages to get him back in time because Olaf found Fur crossing the window.
Get another round on the board there. Comes down to the 1v1 situation, but Guardian delivers the goods. Fallen, looking like he could shut it down there from short hits. A wonderful shot on the bomb site itself, but wasn't quite enough there. The bomb ticking away, but still, SK got plenty of cash. They might as well try and take down everyone they can from the FaZe side. Going into this one, another reset potential. Look at this, double orbs coming out for SK. They've got everything they need. UMP and a CZ for Rain. They just won the last round, and they've got nothing to work with here. A execution is the only real option here, and it could all fall apart once again and lead them to a double eco. They'll have to go for it off the bat. Once you commit this many amount of players towards the A side of the map, you don't know what's happening towards middle. Has Fur pushed behind you? You don't know. You've got about 10 more seconds before you have to execute this point. Here we go. Off they go. And deep breath, boys. 2 UMPs and a CZ. You've got the Orb of Guardian, and he's going to be pretty smoked out for targets. They're waiting for... Okay, this could be quite smart. So, FaZe don't fully commit. They're trying to bait out the CT utility, which works quite well. They still can do the same smokes here, so it was a bit of a ruse. Suggesting they could be faking it, and now comes the final commitment.
Needs out, flashes high, Fallen, trying to get the spot toward a main, but Bolts goes aggressive first. He finds one of the M4, looks for an additional, but Nico's there immediately in response. Nico getting aggressive as well. Is going to work toward Fallen, who misses a crucial shot, and they get far too close and overwhelm him entirely. As Cole takes the second AWP and works his way through smokes. Nico, I think, has an inkling he's there, and certainly does as he finds him and takes him down. It should be another round for FaZe. We'll go 7-5 potentially. Yeah, they're going to back off.
That's really good idea from FaZe. I like that a lot. So suggesting they're going for the full commitment there at the very start, baiting out all the utility at the same time. SK took the bait there. They dropped the incendiaries, the smokes, the flashbangs, and then the final commitment comes in. FaZe managing to get an opening frag they required. Fallen usually hits so many of those difficult shots, but couldn't find an opening there. The smoke's really nice from FaZe, and that's better. Looks like they're under control once again. It looked like the team was crumbling somewhat with some of the mistakes and awkward situation for themselves, but this is back on track now. The pause certainly held them out. I'm sure Robin had some influence there and as to how they could shut it down. Difficult buy as well, remember. They had 2 UMPs and a CZ, and they convert that to a victory. 3 players surviving. Can't find that final kill, and the money's in the bin now for SK. It's going to be a very close first half once again. Round number 13. Timeout called by Taco. They've got an M4 saved, remember. They do have the option to force around this if they want to. That's a big if, though. At this stage in the game, it's certainly a gamble. You won't have money if you were to lose this one. I would say probably Deagles in the M4. They've done it before, and the reason why they can't do it again, they did it with pistols and a FAMAS. Partly down to the mistake made by FaZe is to go for that all-in commitment with nothing towards jungle whatsoever. And another blunder before with the bomb being thrown around and reloads of the AWP was a bit messy. But SK still with the lead for now, but the eco will come through.
Marcelo. Gabriel. Henry. See, there you are.
There he is.
Finally learned how to grow facial hair, did you?
No, I can't do it.
Okay. Back underway, and just like that, much like on Inferno, when SK had a lead that looked substantial, their economy breaks at the 7th round. Will FaZe again find 13 in a row?
Could happen.
Oh, there you go. Nico starts off finding Fur. Taco's still the one with the gun. He's tagged up, trying to get aggressive. He'll find Rain in the open, but he can't get him before he falls off the boxes, and somehow Rain actually gets the kill on him through the box in return with the help of Carrigan. Fast shot from Bolts, fast response from Carrigan as well, and it's down to just Fallen, who's trying to get aggressive and will be greeted by Nico.
Much better now from FaZe. That's how he should handle the anti-eco situations. Nothing too uncomfortable here. Fallen was guaranteed this shot by Nico. A bit frustrating for it to go down that manner. The timing's unfortunate. But that wasn't a commitment from SK in terms of the buy itself. They saved an M4, some PT50s, a deagle or two, and it's going to be quite a simple round for FaZe. 7-6 will be coming through. Fallen won't go for this, or just try and save the AK-47. It's a weapon that has its advantages on the CT side for sure. Most CTs will opt to pick it up. Save a PT50 and a FAMAS, not FAMAS, a Molotov. I think that one's called, not the FAMAS. In his back pocket. Best of 3 series, you're just joining us. The first 2 maps, a little bit peculiar. It was an interesting affair on Inferno. We had the 8-7 first half scoreline. SK up 5-0 at one point, looking like they were coming out swinging. Bolts looked incredible in the first few rounds. Then they lost 13 clean in a row, and the final score was 16-7. We then moved to Overpass. We're like, well, this is FaZe's best map. SK with a stand-in, like they've got this, it's done. Should be the 2-0 now. And they get blown out the water 16-2 with Ferdus pushing middle every time and Cold Zero getting, what, like 30 frags. Now we find ourselves Mirage, what we expected to be the map of the day. Certainly warming up to be, so we haven't had any like crazy moments yet. We've had a few blunders. And we'll go into another set piece by the looks of things from FaZe in round number 14 here, the last few rounds. As Cold Zero has the AWP once again. Whether that's spawn base, I'm not sure. He actually only holds toward the window, so potentially not. It's Fallen maybe had the good spawn to boost up towards middle with Fur. Set piece comes in, so Fur will love to push behind this. The set piece comes through, and it's not the full commitment again. They won't be going in. It's the same smokes deployed, and all of Meister seems to know this could bait Fur out of position. If this is by design, this is very smart, and Ola spots him. He knows.
If that's by design, that's like next level of mind games. Still, Fur manages to get the kill on Olaf. He's going to run back. He's got Cold to babysit on an AWP. That could be the change in it because Rain wouldn't have known that was there, and it could have been 2 for 1, but the flash holds everyone off the angle long enough for everyone to escape. Cold goes back for more. Good find, and Rain does go down eventually. Taco, meanwhile, with Cold now back in the site, is ready for an entrance toward B. Meanwhile, Nico gets Fur back in mid. Guardian somehow reads that Cold's going to be there. Rotating back in and still finds Taco. Or rather, Taco found him, I suppose we should say. Gun showed, surely. Kerrigan knows it, but still Fallen finds the duel. And that's the bomb as well. Down to Nico in a 1 versus 3. SK relatively spread out, but close enough by Fallen's position is Bolts. Nico's going to run directly inside of the A site. They hear him. They know he's there. Bolts and Fallen should be able to peek this together. Bolts will go first. Back shown, and 8-6.
So FaZe go for that full execution at the very start. We did see the old fake out of that before in an earlier round, and they go for a similar idea there, hoping they could maybe bait Fur to push him middle, which he did. He gets spotted, but he's aware of that. Drops a smoke, somehow comes out on top in that duel versus Olaf Meister. Gets away with it. Funnels him in towards B, and there was a nice shot there from Guardian or two, but couldn't quite win the round. It's going to be round number 15 here. More power for Fallen this time. And it's likely to be another 8-7, and we're looking for 9-6 for SK, of course. And again, it looks like a faster approach here. 3 players at the A ramp. No real utility deployed, it's getting straight in.
Bolts throws a nade. That'll do damage. More damage dealt, though, by the fact that Olaf gets over top of both Tetris and Jungle to take down Cold. He's traded back, but Guardian and Nico step up instead. 8-7 seems to be a likely scoreline. But Fur and Taco will do what they can on the retake, forced to do so on round 15. Kerrigan is ready for Fur on the flank. Flash over, Fur's able to avoid. That takes Nico. If he gets... Oh, no, he's not going to expect it. I was going to say, if he gets both, he'll be certainly in a fine position, but he cannot do such. Taco doesn't manage to at least get Guardian with the Molotov landing. He'll continue to transfer to the site, but looks away at the wrong time. Down he goes. 8-7 is where we land. FaZe on the T side getting 7 is still manageable, absolutely.
Changing the pace there towards the end. FaZe with the fast contact play in towards the A site. Hitting the shots. They've got the firepower to justify those sort of plays. It works out tremendously. SK can't hold them off. An interesting half there. Lots of weird plays from FaZe and playing against himself for points as well. Up against pistols and just FAMASes walking into the A site, and a few rounds as well. I think the communication was off, but I think both teams will be relatively okay with that half. No one running away with it. We'll be pretty much tied up here as we switch things over, and SK join the terrorist forces here. Pistol, of course, in the third and final map with the scoreline as close as it is, will be very important indeed as ever. we have seen FaZe win some fantastic ones, thanks to the PT50 work of Rain. Cold Zeros looks sharp on the Silence USP as well. As we're into the final half of this matchup. Yeah, got another best of 3 to bring you after this, so do not go anywhere.
Or 16. Do, but come back. It's up to you.
1 smoke, diffuse kit, 4 sets of armor, and we'll see Karrigan having that in his back pocket. We go towards B.
Taco, aggressive, tagged, slows the movement mechanics. He tries to get the Glock in a position to find headshots. All he's really doing is a ruse at this point in time. He's the only one going in. The rest of the team's close enough by, they can barge in. But this actually works. Sending one guy alone to B, and then one alone to A. They think B's real. Suddenly they think the guy on A's B's the fake, the guy on A is real. It's the opposite. B to A, single man sacrifices to fake back to B, and it forces the rotations they've got in the site. That's quite smart, I have to say, from SK. Even I couldn't explain it correctly. It was so intricate as Nico goes back to the site. Bomb is down. Fur finds Nico immediately when he walks through the door. Butt flank from Guardian. He'll take down Fur. Enforcing rotations, they gave them middle, which allowed for the flank to be a possibility. Guardian's on 2 HP, but Olaf is directly behind him as well, so need to be cautious. In fact, Guardian, even with the low HP, is able to get the kill, but Bolt surprises both by going back around. It's mind games all around from SK. And Cold takes down Rain. I love that strategy.
Double fake working out quite nicely there for SK Gaming. As you said, one player walking into the B side, showing a lot of presence and suggesting that he's there by himself and he's trying to sell something that's not really going to be happening. And then one player back towards A, that should be the full commitment, but it's not. The SK players waiting in the apartments, execute fully towards the B site, and the flank coming in from Bolt to finish things off as well. FaZe can't hold it off, and it will be 9-7. And a force buy from the CT side. Guardian with the scout. CZ's Deagles. A smoke for Karrigan, and 3 MAC-10s, a lack of firepower for SK. I've never really liked their approach in these second rounds. They focus heavily on the SMGs, and this is a map where you have lots of long-range duels. Against the CZ as well, that could be a little bit problematic, but first kill for Fur comes in the underpass, takes down Rain. Got smokes towards connector and the window area as well. It's going to be Karrigan. He's there, ready and waiting with the CZ. Oh, pulls out the grenade, potentially at the wrong time there. Spotted that we would push past the smoke. Taco doesn't want to be by himself. Needs to make sure a refrag's available. Could be the double frag right now, but Karrigan can only find one.
Olaf. CZ in hand. Has fallen, getting closer. No way he checks this angle, so quick kill. FaZe again, making things interesting, even though they don't have weapons. No round is safe. In this map 3 of our upper bracket in groups, winner of this through to the playoffs. They'll play again on Saturday. Kind of like Saturday. Nico, meanwhile, still waiting with the Deagle at the front of the A site. Doesn't know that Bolts is in behind him. He therefore takes down Guardian and he'll push through CT. Fur's already there, so where are the other 2 CT players? Nico's been found. Bolts realizes A-main was the last place they didn't check inside of the A site directly, and Taco finds the kill. Round is going to go the way of SK. Just a matter of formality and finding Olaf.
What Olaf can do about this one. This was the force buy from FaZe, and one that will not be victorious. 3 players surviving there for SK Gaming. It's the SMGs that work out. The underpasses that the first frag is found. And the CTs did have a chance there. Karrigan with the potential double frag towards short and CPL, but only gets 1. And we finish up towards A, and it has to be the full eco now as SK find double digits first. 10-7. 15 kills for Guardian, just a note. Same story for Nico as well. 20 for Bolts. What a game he's having.
Yeah, phenomenal. The man from Immortals, bringing SK to life. That's Cold. Oh, yes, firing squad on the window. Goes toward FaZe. They realize it, but they'll get all the kills. They can't do anything at the range, and straightforward. 15 kills for both is not a bad stat to have, but does also highlight that the others are half of that. 8-8-7, Olaf, Karrigan, Rain.
Money available now, but this is the bonus round. A pause will come in, and understandably so. SK knowing they're going to go for something quite fast. Together, simple execution, surprise them with the SMGs. Maybe a B split, something like that. Could go for something fast in middle as well and try and get the connector and use those MAC-10s at close range. I think this would be cool. It's cool by SK. I was surprised by that. I thought it'd be FaZe considering the scoreline. I thought with the MAC-10s and stuff, they'd be more than happy to give a little bit of an audacious call, try and dictate the pace, surprise them. Deforce by in the second round as the CT side. You know you're going to be up against it fast-paced play. You don't necessarily have head armor across the board. You're limited in utility to hold them off. So SK know they can come within touching distance if they pick this one up with the SMGs. It's a difficult tall order, but even if you don't win the round right, it's just about getting it down to like a 1 versus 2, something like that. Keep the money sweet, and FaZe will be struggling into the next round if they do win this without substantial numbers.
Guardian does have the propensity to pop at any time with the AWP. Likes to sit back, and first got an angle waiting for aggression.
3 players without helmets, just to note. That's why SK will take the pause and work out what's going to be the best way to punish that.
All due to the aggressive buying that FaZe chose to go with. NiKo's actually slipped around from the underpass fall and tries to retake the duel with a UMP and somehow wins it with 4 HP left. It's one way to punish them for not having helmets. Kerrigan hoping to be baited in by Olaf. Bolts, meanwhile, will join over toward B after completing his tasks toward A. Just a bit of utility thrown to hold them at bay. Kerrigan not baited at all. Taco gets the kill, but Olaf in turn flips it around. I thought he got that run by. It's actually Guardian that showed up on the obituary first by taking down Fallen. Cold will get the shot back in return. Guardian still sits in the window. The bomb is being planted, and Fur covers the wall.
Yep, players without head armor here, and that's going to get punished for doing a good job with the MAC-10. Guardian has to save it. He can't win this. No kit, no armor, no nades, and he's getting stuck in the vent. And we pins it in. They know it as well. This could be the beginning of the end. It's going to have to be another eco now for FaZe, and the bonus round works effectively and then some towards B. They couldn't hold them off. SK Gaming doing a very, very good job there. 12-7 has to be Pistols looking for 13 rounds. And this could be the first series FaZe loses. They lost the map streak here, right?
It's true. That is a great point. They've already lost the map streak to Gambit, who somehow have bowed out of this event. I wish we'd see that VP more commonly. It would make things more exciting at the top. It was a phenomenal series. I thought Gambit was actually going to be the one to take the series at one point in time, but now, you're right, SK could snap this series spree, so... Signs of vulnerability from FaZe showing that they are indeed still beatable. Olaf is tagged, 6 HP, falls back inside of the ladder room, but they've already found Cold. He the man to do so. High ground for Taco. A bird on a wire. NiKo finds Fur. This is starting out all right, you know?
It is going quite well. NiKo and Olaf Meister getting it done with the Desert Eagle. They've invested a little bit into this round with the upgraded pistols, 2 sets of body armor as well. No nades. Still could all come crumbling down as they go towards B. That's where the low HP player resides. That's Olaf. If he gets one more kill, I'll be very impressed. As he has got backup in the B apartments as well. That's going to be Kerrigan. And he'll be coming in to try and deny whatever he can here. Spotted.
Taco still behind the van, Fallen. AWP is going to try and position himself accordingly, but Taco instead gets Olaf through the window. He knows that Kerrigan as well is on the flank, but he still finds an angle to get Fallen, and somehow FaZe with pistols will find another round. We are far from the beginning of the end.
I'm sure you're absolutely right. It's going to be SK Gaming giving it up. FaZe with 2 deagle kills to actually give them a fighting chance there. Then we thought, okay, maybe they can do something with this. Olaf Meister making the correct decision just to fall back, buy some time. Kerrigan with the flank from the B apartments as well. He initially was pushing that, then got the call, actually heading towards the B site. Finds the shop. And at that point, it all comes crashing down. The 4 versus 2. A chance there for SK. Just needed to find one of the shots. Didn't work out for them. And we'll find the recovery from FaZe at this point. Long series. Fatigue starting to set in. Round number 21. Money certainly available for SK. They had plenty here. That's certainly balanced things out a little bit. 12-8 and FaZe Clan steal the round away. Default for now, nothing too fancy coming in. EK uses that smoke to actually jump out and look towards the underpass. That's quite nice. Have cover from that, but doesn't spot anything at all.
We're being patient to sit back and watch toward B. Nades thrown toward A main. Fallen, meanwhile, will still be hoping there's going to be further regression. On boost to mid. Flash goes left. Cold goes flying forward.
It's quite nice to watch, but doesn't yield any results just yet. They know if they can win this, FaZe are done for. This is such a huge round for them. Spots one from short area. It's all off my step.
Gets the angle from Locke that holds Olaf back on catwalk as well. It means that he can't peek. He could actually just run by and not take the fight, but Fur would know and be ready. Guardian, meanwhile, is about to be smoked off towards CT. At the same time, they walk out from connector, therefore it's Nico. Underneath the balcony, it's Shadow that has to find the shots, but he gets put in the ground by Fur. And it's Cold that gets up close. Guardian forced out. Extinguished, however, by the smoke. As we get our lovely Echo Rain. Works his way back in, bomb ticking. And a 4 versus 4. Kerrigan finds Fallen. He misses the first AWP shot, but he's trying to find it again. If he goes down, it opens a massive choke point to the retake. A retake which might be squandered already in the fact that they're just shutting them down towards CT. It's just one to find. Olaf goes out, but somehow manages to find Bolt. He gets it to a one-on-one versus Fallen, who only has 22 HP. A swap to the AK, peaks at the exact time Olaf tries to bait him.
That's so nice. Doesn't even give him a chance to try and fake the defuse there. Fallen punishes him. He's brave. He's audacious. And with 22 HP, he comes out on top. That nice shot from the connector as well towards middle. I don't know how he has so much tenacity to stay alive in those sort of positions, but he seems to make it work every single time. As we mentioned, if they win that round, it's going to start chipping away at the money of FaZe. They are going to force into it, though. 1 AWP, 2 CZ, an M4 for Rain, and Nico with his secondary AWP as well. So the money's not in complete disarray. The fact they can afford 2 AWPs is promising, but Fallen looking for anyone crossing towards the connector there. Doesn't quite spot Nico, but does take a shot at Rain, and it connects as well. Takes him down to 18 HP. Well, this could be it. FaZe with a lot of pressure on the AWPers this round. It's up to Guardian and Nico, two of the biggest names in the scene with the AWPs in their hands, to carry this round. Number 22. And they'll find the first shot as well. That's brave. Takes down Cold Zero as he pushes towards top and middle.
Fallen. Gonna sit to watch connector. Fur could get Kerrigan pushing through. The smoke is down. He's gonna stay in the corner. He's on the inside of the wall. Remember, there is a small wall there. Going further? Okay, same position. It's Taco that actually pushed up. It looked like he was on the couch rather than on the small chair in the corner, but it's Taco now that wins out the duel, and they'll immediately smoke and nade toward the site, but so will Olaf. That's not a bad nade. Lands directly at his feet, and Taco gets blown into the air.
So Kerrigan, that little bit of damage he did with the CZ, does get converted by Olaf Meister, and the missed shot from Nico. That could be uncomfortable now. It's up to Rain, who's got to watch towards the Palace and the connector at the same time. The Guardian's there to back him up. This kill pretty much decides the round. Rain trying to stay alive in the flames, but he can't do it. Fallen steals 2, and it's up to Olaf Meister now in the 2 versus 1. He has got the defuse kit, but no nades. He'll go for this plan. Open towards CT spawn. Will be down successfully as well. Olaf can't do anything about that. He's got a very tall order as he gives away his position as well, and Fallen makes it to CT spawn as he flashes Olaf Meister. The easy frag for Fur. Good lord, Fallen does it again.
How does Rain get caught out in that? I would have thought he just works into Shadow. Yeah. Unless he thought he had to support Guardian.
The thing is, yeah, he had players at A ramp, and then I think he obviously was aware Palace could be a possibility as well. He tries to fall back towards CT spawn, but then the Molotov's there, his flash is going off. Might not realize how low he is on HP, and this gets dropped. Let's take a pause here, surely. 2K per player. On the brink of losing this series as well. Matt, this is such a difficult call. This is what we normally say is pick your poison. You either take the full eco now and allow them to get to series points, or you go all in. You get the CZs out, you get the Deagles, and you see if you can deny them and go for the victory. One's playing for overtime, one's playing for the win. Safer option, of course, playing for overtime, get the weapons out. Still, the money won't be amazing to the next round still. I can see a forced buy. This is it. They're all in. Scouts, CZs, Deagles, they're feeling it. Everyone spending every last dollar they've got.
Into the window. Scout at the ready? Okay, I thought he took the shot at the exact time. Yeah, I was following the gun, and I was like, what? as if. Well, 2 scouts and 2 pistols left. I had my tongue in knots with that one, I thought for sure. As Fur goes back to mid. It's Guardian way over toward A. Wolof that's inside of the window will rotate around. But SK, leaving nothing to question, will slow things down and make sure they sort exactly what the play and plan is from FaZe. Tag on to Taco. It is from a scout held by Kerrigan, but it goes through the wall as well as just being a scout rather than an op, so it puts him on 66.
He's alone in B as well. They probably know that as Fur makes his way up short. He's not going to be scared of this prospect. He knows even if the scout hits him, he'll take him down. Has to be a dink. Makes his way in B, knows where the scout is. Good night. And that could be it. They might just have to save here, but that might only be an option. Fur completely destroys the defense towards B. Kerrigan gave us position, didn't fall back to a safer line. Rain left in a 5 versus 1. Like we said, 2 decisions there. All in, which they went for. We'll go for the more conservative approach and play for overtime. It doesn't look like that's even going to be an option now. So Rain, all he can do really is save the CZ and head armor. 5 players alive for SK Gaming and series points achieved.
The fuchsia is now. Neat. Puns. Rain gone. They reach map point on the SK side, and with only 8 rounds from FaZe, which is rather remarkable. Only 1 in this half, so it's almost the same as what Inferno looked like from SK's side.
Yeah.
Bolt still leads the way for SK on 22 kills.
Yeah, the mercenary for SK. Leading the way, that's not too bad at all. Of course, has played of all of these players. I think apart from Taka, right?
Yes,
Previous
that's
lineups.
right. Yeah, he and Steel left when Taco and FNX came in.
Yeah. Oh, they have to push here. And Bolts can hear them. That seems like an easy shot considering the weapon of Nico. He knows he can't really justify that pick, but he has at least got intel that A-Ramp's clear for now. Not sure about Palace, but we have got to push towards that area once again. Rain holds the connector. He did save armor from the previous round.
Looming inside of the smoke, though, is Rain. If they go for the boost and
Oh,
Olaf spots this, he's going to push through. He could find both. Go now! He doesn't. I thought with the flash he'd go, but Taco kills Fur. Bit of a panic spray as he gets blinded up, makes up for it by getting Guardian, but then goes down to Rain, so it's still a trade in favor of FaZe. I thought Rain was going to go on that boost, just walk out,
Nico.
take both. This is big as well. His patience pays off. He gets bolts.
4 on 2. Might be a few more twists and turns yet. It's up to coldzera and Fallen. 2 of the biggest names on the server right now. Rain gives up his frag. No need for that. Hold the bomb sites. 1 by 1, they'll pick you off. Against one of the world's best here. Gorlof Meister takes a pop shot towards short. 40 seconds remain. Still plenty of time here for Fallen to work out the best port of call. Olaf Meister has to give it to CZ. Presumably had no bullets left in it. Goes back to the silence USP. Easy shot. That's disappointing from Nico. Had the AK as well. coldzera is tagged up towards CPL, but makes the shot. Matt, it's all unraveled. It's up to Kerrigan with the scout. He'll come in from short, or is that underpass?
Oh, that is short. Footstep made. Cold knows he's there, and Cold puts him down 16-8. They double up on FaZe in map 3. They will play on Saturday. They have made it into the arena and into the playoffs. Tantalizing prospect, Virtus Pro, having knocked out Gambit, has FaZe dropping back down. And things are going to get kind of scary if they show up in that fashion. Look at Fallen just loving what Bolts is doing for them.
Welcome to the family.
Back to the family.
Welcome back in the family.
Yes,
Had a bit of a hiatus, but you're welcome with open arms.
We didn't want you anymore, son, but you've made us proud.